Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Michael responds that he never turned Willow away in Germany when Sunny returns to him. Sunny and Michael Corinthos' relationship has always been characterized by tension, which includes power battles, betrayals, and the sporadic shaky ceasefire. The air is heavy with hidden grudges and the weight of their complex past when Sunny returns to Michael following their most recent fallout. This time Willow, a character who has grown to be crucial to their tense relationship, is at the core of the argument. Michael's claim that he never turned Willow away in Germany complicates their already tense exchanges and makes both men face the facts and lies that have molded their relationship over time. It's never easy to get Sunny back into Michael's orbit. Whether deliberate or not, there is always a hint of manipulation because of Sunny's natural desire to dominate people and circumstances. He has been trained to approach every interaction, including those with family, with a strategic perspective by his background as a mob boss. This time he approaches Michael in the hopes of making amends, but anybody who knows their past is aware that things are never that simple between them. For his part, Michael is tired of Sunny's remorse and dominance cycles. After years of attempting to forge his own identity apart from Sunny's shadow, he has repeatedly been dragged back in time. Their dispute takes on a very personal dimension when Willow is brought up. Willow has served as a reminder of how their decisions affect people around them, which has led to both connections and conflicts between them. Michael's assertion that he never rejected her in Germany raises a storyline that runs counter to Sunny's version of events. This disparity calls into question memory, perception, and the narratives people use to defend their behavior. Is Michael altering history to fit his own account of events, or did Sunny misunderstand what Michael did? In the murky areas where both men have failed one another, the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. In this sense, Germany becomes more than just a place. It represents both emotional and physical distance. Whatever transpired between Willow and Michael, there was important enough to cause friction between the father and son. Sunny's displeasure or rage can be the result of a miscommunication if Michael is being honest and saying that he never turned Willow down. On the other hand, Michael's emphasis on his own innocence might be an additional effort to demonstrate his independence from Sunny's influence if he is leaving out important details. Because of pride and the need to keep control, the truth is frequently pliable in their society. Sunny and Michael have always had a push-and-pull relationship. Despite his imperfections, Sunny loves his son very much, but he usually expresses this love by being strong rather than vulnerable. For years, Michael has wavered between wanting Sunny's praise and being angry at him for the devastation he causes in his life. Every conflict leaves scars that never completely go away, making their relationship a cycle of breakup and reconciliation. This most recent argument over Willow is really another example of that pattern. Another instance in which they have to choose whether to close the distance or let it to grow. It is impossible to overstate Willow's significance in all of this. She is an active participant whose decisions have affected their relationship, rather than only a passive character torn between them. Sunny's sense of desertion might be more a reflection of his own anxieties than of Michael's behavior if he really stood by her in Germany as he says he did. Sunny has never been good at trust, particularly when it comes to people he loves abandoning him. It's possible that his response to Michael and Willow's predicament stems from a deep-seated dread of being excluded and losing the people he loves the most. However, it wouldn't be the first time Michael has distorted the facts to support his story if he is downplaying his own behavior. He has learned how to navigate a world where power controls reality from his friendship with Sunny. He might be attempting to regain some moral superiority by portraying himself as the victim in their continuous conflict by claiming he never turned Willow away. It is debatable whether or not that is totally true. Whether these two can ever really put their past behind them is the bigger question. Every disagreement between them is a revisiting of old scars, and every interaction is loaded with subtext. It appears from Sunny's return to Michael that he still believes his kid is someone worth fighting for, or fighting with, in spite of everything. Michael is no longer the youngster who would stop at nothing to get his father's approval, as evidenced by his resistance and reluctance to believe Sunny's account of events. Now, for better or worse, he is his own man. Ultimately, their conflict in Germany over Willow is about more than simply her. It has to do with loyalty, trust, and the narratives they create themselves to explain their broken relationship. Their relationship will continue to deteriorate unless they are able to face the realities they have been avoiding. It's unclear whether this most recent altercation will strengthen their bond or drive them farther apart. But one thing is for sure, Sunny and Michael's tension is far from gone. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Sunny Corinthos, who is still in Germany recuperating from horrific burns sustained in a penthouse explosion, is about to discover a startling discovery when questioning his son Michael Corinthos. As Sunny struggles with Willow Corinthos' allegation that Michael denied her a visit while she was in Germany, the custody dispute over Michael's children is getting more intense. Unaware that Drew Quartermain hired a nurse to lie in order to conceal Willow's visit, Sunny may be preparing to confront Michael since he finds this out of character. Will Carly Spencer's custody battle be strengthened if Sunny exposes Drew's trickery? Or will the Corinthos family become unstable? After undergoing heart surgery, Sunny is still recuperating and planning to retire from the mob. When Willow revealed that Michael had rejected her in Germany, a behavior that goes against his son's character, he was taken aback. Sunny may be considering calling Michael to find out why he turned down Willow, the mother of his kids, because he feels like something is wrong. Sunny's intuition, developed over years of betrayal, may cause him to assume foul play if Michael admits he was unaware she had visited. Will Drew's cover endure? Or will Sunny's investigation reveal the truth? Drew's deception is revealing in the wash. Willow became closer to Drew in the custody dispute against Carly, who is fighting for Michael's rights, after Drew's well-planned payment to a German nurse convinced her that Michael had spurned her. If Michael's lack of knowledge about Willow's visit is disclosed during Sunny's call, Drew's scheme may be foiled. The courtroom might degenerate if Rick Lansing, who is Willow's attorney, or Jason Morgan, who is concealing his own secrets regarding Sasha Gilmore Corbin's child, learn of it. Will Sunny's research expose Drew's manipulation, or will he be able to conceal it? A shakeup in the Corinthos family. Sunny's confirmation of Drew's deception could intensify Carly's custody battle by casting Drew in a negative light and influencing the judge. However, Willow's response, whether defensive or hurt, could make the Corinthos clan less cohesive, particularly if she feels deceived by Drew's behavior. Everyone tried to explain to her the true nature of this man, and Willow won't feel any more confident about her decision to put her trust in the wrong man if she feels even more guilty about it. A clash with Drew may result from Sunny's protective nature. Will Sunny take his anger out on Drew, or will he overlook Willow's role? Will his investigation into Michael's alleged rejection bring the Corinthos family back together? Drew's dishonesty might further erode their confidence. See how this unfolds by returning for more GH teasers and news. Following the revelation of Gio Palmieri's parentage, General Hospital spoilers indicate that Sunny Corinthos might be Lois Cerullo's lone remaining backer in Port Charles. Now that Sunny and Lois are older and purportedly wiser, could friendship develop into something more? After all these years, will Sunny and Lois still be in love? Lois Cerullo and Sunny Corinthos have always been close. Lois and Sunny shared a Bensonhurst upbringing. The Cerullo family always welcomed Sunny. Despite never having a sexual relationship, Lois and Sunny have always been protective of one another. Lois was too close to Brenda Barrett, Sunny's ex-girlfriend, to be romantically involved with him. But just now Lois needs help. Lois made sure Sunny knew Gio despite lying to him about his grandchild for years. Sunny and Lois are always there for one another. Despite not knowing they were connected, Sunny has always supported Gio and helped pay for his education. Will Lois and Sunny become lovers instead than just friends? Ned Quartermain's ex-wife will make him angry. Lois will make Ned and Olivia Quartermain very angry. Louis concealed the fact that Ned's daughter was expecting from him. Lois never disclosed that they had hidden their grandson. Even though Lois and Olivia have been friends for a long time, Lois has kept this information from her. Olivia will not want to interact with her pal at all. Gio won't be content with Lois either. For years, Lois and her family had been lying to him. None of this was fair to Gio. Gio is angry with his parents for keeping one of them in the dark about him. Takes Gio a while to comprehend everything. Given everything that has transpired, how is Gio able to forgive his grandmother? It is possible that Lois Cerullo will move into Sunny Corinthos' home. Without a doubt, Lois will be compelled to return to Bensonhurst and expelled from the Quartermain mansion. But Lois will try to patch things up with Brooke Lynn, who has been close to her son for years but doesn't know who he is. Sunny might offer to let Lois remain with him, while she makes amends in Port Charles. If they live together, will Lois and Sunny become closer? Sunny is startled by what Lois did. But he can't remain angry with her as she tells him how Brooke Lynn felt at the moment. Will Sunny and Lois end up sharing a bed as a result of their connection? After all this time, could Sunny and Lois still be together? According to General Hospital spoilers, Willow Corinthos is receiving exactly what she is due for 3 reasons. Now that the abuse by Michael Corinthos has stopped, let's discuss Willow's demise and why it took so long. 1. Willow left behind her loving husband and contented family. First and foremost, Willow should be punished for abandoning her devoted husband and the happy family they had. Although Willow and Michael occasionally shared secrets during their marriage, Michael's heart was always in the right place. Compared to Drew Kane, who continuously manipulates and deceives Willow for his own benefit, Michael is unquestionably a superior man. Willow deserves the suffering that is currently awaiting her since she gave in to her desire for Drew and ultimately allowed herself to fall deeply in love with him. Willow has demonstrated her unreliability by using Michael's medical proxy as leverage and by signing documents designating Drew as the children's guardian in the event of her death. 2. Willow disregarded Drew's warning signs and all the doubters. Willow is still a mature lady who can make her own decisions, even though her cult history probably makes her more susceptible to Drew's manipulation. Willow is nearly as terrible as Drew for ignoring all the warning flags and doubters. Willow isn't aware of all the weird things Drew has done, but that's in part because she's keeping her head in the sand and doesn't see that he's a problem. Drew even suggested that they portray Michael as an absentee father who left his children behind during a custody dispute session. This burn patient has been recuperating at a clinic and is making every effort to return home. That Michael has finally come back to take charge and discipline Willow is fantastic news. Since Willow is allowing Drew to deceive her, Michael must take charge and take necessary action. 3. The Michael recast has a chance to shine once Willow gets her revenge. Rory Gibson's recent appearance as Michael Corinthos is another factor contributing to Willow's retribution. It can be difficult to get viewers to embrace new actors, so the GH writers were wise to have Michael make such a dramatic and vindictive return. Gibson is undoubtedly benefiting from the fact that many viewers support Michael in his custody battle and desire for vengeance. We're all for Willow and Drew to defeat Gibson, since this is providing him an opportunity to shine right away. Stay in for more on the future of Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos. According to General Hospital spoilers, Michael will dig his heels in when it comes to the custody battle. Willow's current predicament is a direct result of her choices, actions, and conduct over time. A deeper look shows that she is actually getting precisely what she deserves, despite the claims of some that she is being treated unfairly. This is due to 3 main factors: her habit of using kindness for selfish ends, her inability to accept responsibility for her mistakes, and her constant manipulation of other people. All of these elements have played a part in her current situation, and taken together, they show that the repercussions she is currently facing are not only reasonable but also unavoidable. First, a defining feature of Willow's interactions has been her propensity to manipulate people around her. She has a history of using lies and emotional exploitation to obtain what she wants, whether in casual interactions, professional settings, or personal relationships. She is skilled at playing on people's emotions by manipulating events to make herself seem like the victim when, in fact, she is the one causing the drama. Relationships have suffered and trust has been eroded as a result of her actions. Her former supporters have gotten tired of her antics, and it is not surprising that she is now alone because her strategies have been made public. People who rely on manipulation eventually suffer the consequences since it is not a sustainable way to live. Willow's current situation is merely the result of her own cunning. Second, Willow has continuously denied that she is to blame for her errors. When faced with the repercussions of her behavior, she avoids responsibility, offers justifications, or turns the attention away from herself. Her lack of responsibility has spared her from the actual consequences of her actions, but it has also made everyone around her less patient. There is a limit to how much denial a person can take before they start to lose respect for them. Willow has essentially cut herself off from people who would have been prepared to support or forgive her if she had not accepted her shortcomings. The idea that she is dishonest and self-serving has been strengthened by her refusal to take responsibility for her mistakes. She is no longer able to conceal herself behind lies or partial facts, as the truth has finally caught up with her. Her incapacity to own up to her mistakes is the direct cause of the damage she is going through. Third, Willow has a track record of taking advantage of people's generosity for her own gain. She has exploited people's generosity by leveraging their kindness to promote her own goals without giving anything back or expressing sincere gratitude. She has shown a history of selfishness by taking out loans that she never pays back, seeking emotional support that she never gives, and using connections only to throw them away when they are no longer helpful. People eventually stop supporting them because they realize when they are being used. The same people who used to go above and above to assist Willow have now recoiled, understanding that their efforts were never genuinely appreciated. Her current seclusion is a necessary move of self-preservation, rather than an act of cruelty on their side. Willow's abuse of the goodwill of others has brought her to this point, when she needs to accept that no one is left to support her. In conclusion, Willow's current situation is a direct outcome of her own acts, rather than the product of misfortune or unfair treatment. Her current reality has been shaped in part by her exploitation of kindness, refusal to accept responsibility, and manipulation of others. Although it could be easy to feel sorry for her, the reality is that she is the one who caused this. The natural sequence of cause and effect has taken its course, and the people in her immediate vicinity have simply reached their breaking points. Willow is finally feeling the consequences of her long unchecked behavior, and in that way, she is receiving just what she is due. This does not imply that she will never change. She may yet be able to restore what she has lost if she decides to take stock of her behavior, make amends, and live a more truthful and thoughtful life. But right now, her circumstances are a clear result of the decisions she has made. The three factors mentioned above, her propensity to take advantage of others, her lack of accountability, and her manipulative nature, clearly illustrate why she is currently dealing with the fallout that she is. In this instance, justice is about balance rather than punishment. Willow's life is now reflecting the energy she has released into the world, and she will keep reaping the consequences unless she consciously works to alter that energy. Some might contend that Willow should be given another chance since everyone deserves compassion. Compassion is vital, but it shouldn't be sacrificed for the sake of condoning bad behavior. Willow is now in a situation where she must confront the repercussions of her actions, which is necessary for true growth. Those who have turned away from her are defending themselves against more injury, not seeking revenge. Recognizing her part in creating her current situation is the first step towards changing it. If Willow is serious about changing it, she will continue to live in the circumstance she has created for herself until then, discovering the hard way that decisions have repercussions. Ultimately, Willow's story serves as a warning about the value of honesty, responsibility, and sincere connections. A life based on deceit, manipulation, and exploitation is untenable, and the truth inevitably surfaces. Willow is a result of her own choices rather than a victim of her environment. Her deceptive behavior, her inability to accept responsibility, and her exploitation of others are the three reasons that have been discussed as to why she is currently experiencing the results that she is. These repercussions are not unjustified. Rather, they are the natural outcome of a pattern of action that could not be allowed to continue unchecked. The bright side of this situation is that Willow still has the ability to alter her course. She may reestablish relationships, regain trust, and construct a better future for herself if she decides to learn from her mistakes. However, such transformation must start with a sincere evaluation of her previous behavior and a resolve to improve. She will continue to hold the job she has achieved, which is by all accounts precisely what she deserves until that time. Life has a way of bringing things back into balance, and in Willow's case it has done so at last. This is the result of the individuals she has harmed, the trust she has betrayed, and the chances she has wasted. In the end, it is fair even though it could appear harsh. Willow's story serves as a reminder that although we don't always have control over our own fate, we do have power over how we treat other people, and those decisions have a significant impact on how our lives turn out. Her present difficulties are a reflection of the life she has built, not an injustice. She can't start making significant adjustments unless she acknowledges that. Willow's predicament ultimately comes down to cause and effect rather than punishment. She is currently feeling the effects of the manner she has lived. If her experience teaches us anything, it is that honesty counts, responsibility is crucial, and taking advantage of people will always end badly. Willow is receiving just what she is due, not maliciously, but as a direct result of her own behavior. Instead of playing the victim again, it is now hoped that she will utilize this as a turning point. It will take time to determine whether she decides to choose progress over denial, but for now it is obvious that her current situation is a direct result of her previous actions. Although he has always been a man of conviction, Drew's judgment has been impaired by his affections for Willow. He keeps getting drawn back into her circle despite his best efforts to pull away. Although there is no denying their chemistry, the time has never been ideal. Willow battles her own emotions as she is torn between her past and an unknown future. She loves Drew very much, but she finds it hard to give her all because of outside forces including family responsibilities, previous relationships, and personal fears. But Drew isn't going to give up. He thinks they can find a way to make things work if they only wait a little while longer. Willow is conflicted between what she wants and what she believes is best for everyone because of his persistent efforts, which both irritate and move her. Gio, who has been a wild card in recent weeks, makes a shocking announcement by turning down Dante and Brooklyn. Given that Brooklyn had started to view him as a possible ally, or maybe more, his decision is shocking. She had been attracted to Joe's charm and unpredictable nature, but his abrupt harshness makes her doubt everything. Did she misinterpret his cues? Was he playing a prank all along? Or did she push too hard? Although it hurts to be rejected, Brooklyn isn't the type to give up quickly. Fans are left wondering whether love will ultimately triumph over all obstacles, or if fate has other ideas as a result of the emotional storm created by their push and pull. Another level of intrigue is added by Joe's rejection of Dante and Brooklyn. Although his intentions are still unknown, his behavior indicates that he is engaged in a far more ambitious scheme. Never one to be ignored, Brooklyn is not going to accept his discharge. Determined to find out if Joe's choice was a one-off or part of a larger plan, she starts her own inquiry. Ever the investigator, Dante also begins assembling evidence, speculating that Joe's disobedience may not have been an act of spontaneity, but rather a premeditated one. A web of passion, treachery, and suspense is created by the overlapping tales. In a sequence of dramatic confrontations, Joe's enigmatic plan, Brooklyn's resolve, Willow's internal conflict, Drew's mental agony, and Dante's unrelenting quest for the truth all converge. While negotiating Port Charles's unstable terrain, each character must face their own weaknesses. Will Willow put up a fight against Drew? Or will she keep him out forever? Will Brooklyn be in over her head, or be able to figure out the true cause behind Joe's rejection? And will Gio outsmart Dante at every turn, or will his investigation bring him to a perilous truth? No one in Port Charles is safe from the fallout as the drama plays out, and the stakes have never been greater. The air was heavy with the blending aromas of candle wax and perfume, and the great ballroom was filled with laughing and music. Elegantly attired visitors swayed to the orchestra's beat, while crystal chandeliers created glistening reflections on the polished marble floor. Michael went purposefully among them, his keen eyes sweeping the throng. Wiley was the only reason he had come. Wearing a sharp black suit, Wiley stood close to the refreshments, a champagne flute slackly hanging from his hand. His casual demeanor and easy smile gave the impression that he was just another visitor taking in the festivities, but Michael was aware of this. Wiley was constantly 2 steps ahead in playing a game, but Michael was going to change that tonight. Michael moved through the crowd with practiced grace, avoiding unneeded attention. Wiley turned as he got to him, his grin growing as though he had been waiting for him. Wiley raised his glass in a faux salute and said, "Michael," greeting him. "I was wondering when you'd show up." Michael didn't smile back. "We need to talk. Privately." Wiley's forehead raised. "Here? Now? You're interrupting my evening." "This isn't a request," Michael stated in a forceful yet hushed voice. Wiley looked at him for a moment, the light-hearted sparkle in his eyes turning to something more calculated. Then he sighed and put his glass down. "Fine. Lead the way." The crisp night air was a sharp contrast to the ballroom's warmth as they made their way to a private balcony. Michael turned on him as soon as they were out of earshot. He demanded to know, "Where is it?" Wiley pretended to be innocent as he leaned against the railing. "Where's what?" "Don't act foolish," Michael yelled. "The ledger. I know you took it." Wiley shook his head and laughed. "Always so serious. What makes you think I have it?" Michael clenched his teeth and muttered, "Because you're the only one who could have gotten past my security." "Hand it over, Wiley. This isn't a game." Wiley's face grew serious. "Everything's a game, Michael. You just don't like losing." They noticed a disturbance inside before Michael could reply. The music screeched to a stop as shouts broke out close to the door. Michael saw Dante pushing through the mob, his face contorted in fear, as he turned barely in time. "Michael," Dante declared, his voice piercing the cacophony. "It's Gio, he's gone." Michael's heart froze. "What do you mean gone?" Breathless, Dante arrived at them. "He was with me 1 minute, then he just vanished. I've searched everywhere." "He must have run off." Wiley, who had been observing the conversation with a certain amount of curiosity, whistled softly. "Trouble in paradise?" Michael glared at him and then looked back at Dante. "Where was the last place you saw him?" "Near the gardens," Dante remarked as he combed his hair. "He was upset about something, but he wouldn't tell me what. Next thing I knew, he bolted." Michael muttered an expletive. Gio acted impulsively, particularly when he was feeling strongly. He had no idea what kind of problems he may get into if he had gone off by himself. "Split up," said Michael. "Dante, check the east side. I'll take the west." "Wiley." Wiley raised his palms. "Oh no, don't drag me into your family drama." "You owe me," stated Michael sternly. "Search the north gardens. If you find him, bring him back immediately." Wiley let out a loud sigh but didn't continue to dispute. The 3 men exchanged one last look before disappearing into the darkness. Only a few lanterns, which created long flickering shadows, illuminated the expansive grounds. Michael made quick movements looking about him. When things got too much, Gio would often run, but he never made it very far. Not typically, anyway. Michael cried out, "Gio!" as his voice reverberated through the hedges. No answer. His thoughts were racing, so he accelerated. For days, Gio had been behaving oddly, withdrawing and losing his temper over the tiniest things. Michael questioned whether there was more going on, as he had previously thought it was simply stress. Had he been threatened? Had he made a hazardous discovery? He froze as he heard a rustling in the bushes ahead. He moved slowly closer, his fingers lingering over the weapon hidden under his jacket. "Gio," he repeated. A person staggered out of the bushes, but it wasn't Gio. A young woman with a ripped dress and a dirt-streaked face gazed at him with wide, terrified eyes. "Please," she pleaded sharply. "Help me." Michael paused, caught between the impending threat and his quest for Gio. What happened? He heard the sound of heavy footsteps before she could respond. Someone was approaching quickly. The woman shrank back and moaned, "They're after me." Michael had no time to reflect. 3 armed men rushed into the clearing as he dragged her behind him. "Well, well," said the leader with a whine. "Looks like we've got a hero." Michael's mouth clenched. The last thing he needed was this. However, he was confident of one thing as the soldiers moved forward. Gio was in much greater danger than Michael had thought. Dante's heart was racing as he ran into the East Gardens. He thought of Gio as a brother, and the idea of him out here, unprotected and alone, made his chest hurt. "Gio!" he yelled in a rough voice. "Where are you?" Not a word. Frustrated, Dante kicked a pebble. He ought to have realized that something wasn't right sooner. Gio had seemed aloof, preoccupied, but Dante had dismissed it. All he could do now was hope it wasn't too late. He froze as he heard a tiny sound to his left. A cry. He cautiously followed the sound. He discovered Gio curled into himself, his arms around his knees behind a tall oak tree. "Gio!" Dante exhaled, hurrying ahead. Gio looked up, his eyes puffy and rimmed in red. "Go away." Dante was kneeling next to him. "Not a chance." "What's going on? Why did you run?" Gio shook his head, tears streaming down his cheeks. "I can't do this anymore, Dante. I can't keep pretending everything's okay." Dante's throat became constricted. Talk to me.